I have a bone to pick with Blizzard. I'm so annoyed. And this is, I know this is like old news, but I'm so annoyed about this. I'm so annoyed at this. I'm so annoyed that they've made that a purchasable item. I'm so annoyed that they put more care, dedication, design, and skill into this and put it on the store than the tier sets for 9.2. I'm so annoyed that they're literally expecting, like, pay pigs to freaking fund WoW at the moment, especially because WoW is in such a bad shape. Like, what is this? What is this? Stop! Put this into the game! We already pay a subscription to a game that we've already bought. Why are you then making us buy cool things on the shop when it should be in the game? For God's sake, I'm starting to really hate World of Warcraft. I'm starting to really hate it, and it's annoying because... where's my human? Do I not have a human? Oh yeah, she is. Like, WoW brings back so many really cool memories for me. Like, so wholesome, being like a 10-year-old walking through Stormwind on a shitty laptop with my sister next to me, guiding me how to play the game, right up until running off to Northrend with my friends and just running around and doing some stupid shit until 4 o'clock in the morning. And now the game has turned into this shit. Like, I'm so fed up, man. I'm so fed up. I wish they would just put this stuff into the game already. Make us grind for it. I don't care. This is awesome. You have a little pet on your back. Look how cute that is. Put it into the game. Don't make us pay for it. Like, I'm a sucker for spending money on a game, but... I'm so sick of this. I'm so sick of it. So sick of it. Look how cool it looks. It's like someone in the design team was working on this and then like someone higher up just walked over and they were like, no. This is too good to be in the game. No, we have to put this on the store. And the guy's like, wait, really? But you know, it fits, if it's in 9.2 really well. Like, really well. Why can't we have it in 9.2? No. We're putting it on the store. We're making them pay for it. Hey, Popcrawler. Thank you for the 4 months. I like that the music fits so well with your message. Does it? I wasn't even listening. You can grind for in-game? Can you? Oh, shut the f up. No, Chubby. No. Grind the WoW token. Grind gold for a WoW token, buy the WoW token. No, f off with that shit. No. No. You shouldn't be forced to do like a real money transaction in order to get a piece of armor in a video game. You should just be able to get the video game freaking armor from killing a boss or doing a quest or something. You shouldn't be forced to grind gold, you know, do professions or grab stuff, grind gold, then use that gold to buy a WoW token and then exchange that WoW token. F off with that bullshit. Hit me. Nah, miss me with that. This should be in the game. This looks awesome. This should be in the game as a normal armor set. I'm getting so fed up with Blizzard just making complete cock-ups. Everybody hates your game. Wake up, Billy. You're in the shitter. We hate you. We hate you. Look what you've done to our game. You've just put it in the freaking toilet and then took a massive shit on it. Why do you think people are gonna buy stuff in the shop when your CEO molests people on your team? You know, your company is absolute cretins. You're abusers of women. Everyone hates you. What are you doing? Wake the f up. Are you trying to drive this game into the ground? What are you doing? What are you doing? Wake the f up, idiots. Honestly, I kind of just want to... it gets me so angry because it's a game that I've loved so much. Like, I'm 23 and I've been playing this game since I was 10. This is a lot of my life that I've dedicated to this game. I love this game so much. Even when they brought in Blade Kung Fu Panda, I was still playing it. I had some of the best time during Kung Fu Panda. I don't care. I'll buy the books to learn more about the lore that you should explain within the game. Fine. I'll buy the books. I'll read the books. But to charge people to buy the game, then spend forever actually putting good content in the game, then ignoring players on systems that are bullshit and should be changed early on when we gave you the information and told you it wouldn't work, and then charge people a subscription on top of that, and then charge people for items in a shop that are made well better, much, much better than any of the items in the game? The f*** are you playing at? The f*** are you playing it? Like, are you dumb? Are you trying to drive WoW into the ground? Idiots. It just blows my mind. It blows my mind, honestly. I don't get it. I don't get what they're doing. Anyway. That's me. I didn't know I had that in me, but it just thoroughly disappoints me that all of the design passion, okay?
You son of a bitch.
Yeah, exactly. You son of a bitch. All of this, these guys here, they are so passionate about this game. They are so passionate about this game. They love this game. You know, they're putting work into the game. They're putting thoughts into the game. They're developing amazing things for this game because they're so passionate about it. They are. They're passionate about it. But then you get the blockheads with their hands down their pants trying to get as much money as possible out of this game. There's a disconnection between the two. So you've got people making amazing things in the game, and then you've got blockheads who are putting prices on it. What are you doing? You're killing the passion. You're killing the design. You're killing the love for the game. Stop. I've dedicated so much time to this game, but not only that, my entire career is on the line for this stupid game. No wonder people are moving from fucking World of Warcraft to Final Fantasy. It's because Final Fantasy doesn't treat their players like fucking cash cows. Get a grip. Wake up. Jesus, Sally. Fuck. Okay, I'm fine. It bugs the hell out of me. When people look at me, they say that I'm a World of Warcraft streamer because I made the decision back in May 2020 to go full-time World of Warcraft streamer, full-time World of Warcraft creator, because WoW, you know, Shadowlands was just coming out. Shadowlands was just coming out. We were excited for Shadowlands because the team convinced us that they were open and they were listening to our concerns and they were listening to our changes and they were listening to what we wanted. And I was so hopeful for WoW. So hopeful for WoW. That I decided that, you know what? I'm going to go all speed ahead and become a World of Warcraft streamer. Become a World of Warcraft content creator. And then I just get shanked up the ass. Come this year, you know, we wait the longest pre-patch ever for an expansion because they can't be asked. Then everything for Blizzard Entertainment comes out. It's a career. I lose campaigns. I lose money because companies don't want to associate with me because I'm a World of Warcraft streamer. I lose ties with some brands who had World of Warcraft things lined up for me because they don't want to associate with WoW. It's a career. It's a passion. When I log off, I'll read a WoW, you know, or I'll play WoW or something like that. It's the same for you guys. It's a hobby of yours. You've probably played this game for as long as I have. It's a combination of anger and upset that they shouldn't be doing this to us, man. They shouldn't be doing to this. We deserve so much better. So much better. You couldn't care less about WoW? No disrespect intended to those who love it because it's cool. All right, cool. Good for you. Good for you. At the end of the day, you can go and do your 9-to-5 job. Good job. That's great for you, but it's not for me. It's not for me. My love for WoW when I switch off the camera doesn't stop. And that's what upsets me, is that I can't get away from it. Because I had so much hope for WoW, and it just f***ing chewed me up and spat me out. And so many other content creators as well. It's not as simple as just change game. I can't just change to Final Fantasy. I don't know anything about Final Fantasy, and I hate the artistics of JRPGs. And people say that to me all the time. They say, like, doesn't matter about how a game looks, just play it and you'll enjoy it. But it does. Dude, if someone's going, oh, whoop, I'm gonna cast my fiery sparkle spell at you, woo, whoop, and then all the shit goes off in your face, and, you know, they're fucking weebs. You've got grown-ass men, like, running around as 2-foot Lalafels. Like, of course that's gonna put you off a game. Like, I don't like the way it looks. I don't enjoy the way the game looks, and that's perfectly fine. Design is a reasonable reason, I guess, to dislike a game or fall in love with a game. And that's why, like, I feel stuck, because there's no other game that I like other than WoW. In terms of a MMORPG, I know so much about WoW. I know the lore. You know, I've been playing this game for ages. It's not as simple as just switch games. There are other gaming communities out there that do listen and deserve streamers like you. I generally think you should look to expand yourself. I can imagine you doing well in games such as Sea of Thieves or other games, but I get exactly where you're coming from. I'm just saying this is where we are right now. And that's the thing. Dude, oh my god. Can I just say, EA? You know, considering all of the controversy that EA has had, do you know how much respect EA has given to me as a creator? A million percent compared to Blizzard. Blizzard couldn't give two f***ing shits about small creators. They don't care about people like me at all. I've defended WoW since the very beginning. I've probably said maybe 2 bad words about WoW. Even when people say that, you know, WoW's in the shitter and stuff like that. I was always there. I was first frontline defending. That was me. That was me, 100%. But over the last year, I've started to realize EA are great. EA are great. They sponsored someone like me to play Battlefield, the new Battlefield. They sponsored someone like me to play Apex, and they actually listened to us. You know, I don't know. The first time I ever met someone from Blizzard Entertainment, he was a fucking asshole. He was a fucking asshole. I walked up to them at EGX, and I was introduced to them by someone who was running EGX as, hey, this is an up-and-coming streamer. She's very passionate about World of Warcraft. You guys would do well to connect to each other. And he was like, okay, sure. I gave him my card, and nothing. Nothing. Like, he turned his back on me and walked away. And it's just, if that isn't the actual representation in a nutshell of how I feel towards Blizzard, I don't know what is. The only time I've ever connected with World of Warcraft was through Logitech. Blue Microphones. When they did the EX World of Warcraft edition. I felt so connected to WoW at that time, and it made me realize, you know what? It's not even through WoW. It's through Logitech. WoW can give 2 shits. It couldn't give 2 shits. Whereas on the flip side, you've got Yoshi P from Final Fantasy turning up in a f***ing Komodo dress, singing a song from Final Fantasy on stage in front of thousands and thousands of Final Fantasy players, having the time of his life, connecting directly with creators, big and small. Where's the love, Blizzard? Where's the connectivity? Times have changed. Social media connects us all so much. Creators and streamers are a thing, whether you like it or not. Connect with them. Exactly. EA, Apex, 2 seasons, Battlefield, brand new AAA, Knockout City, 2 campaigns with them. EA have treated me like an actual creator. As like, okay, imagine treating a creator like they have no other income than to create content. And that money pays for their electric, which they then use to create content, which they generate income and pay taxes with. And that's it. That's all they do. Imagine that as a full-time job. And EA go, yeah, it's real. It's real. We appreciate that. And we're going to connect with you. Because EA just get it. I don't care what people say about EA, if they're a bad company or not. I don't give a shit. Everything I've ever done with EA has been amazing. The contact I have at EA is amazing. And guess what? She's a girl. She's a lady. She's a woman. Never, ever, ever had a representative come out to me from Blizzard. Ever. And yeah, okay, you could say, you know, rage with respect. 1, you're a small streamer, and 2, the size of Apex Legends compared to World of Warcraft is incomparable. Like, it's such a small scale. But then, so is Battlefield. One of the longest running FPS franchises on PC. What's the difference? We're talking about size, scale? Well, then money equals more human resources, equals being able to connect with people better. Right? I don't know. It's just the mistreatment of content creators and the lack of communication between the developers and the players is just what really gets me. And if we tell you in the WoW Community Council that this is a bad idea, stop doing it, will you listen? No. Will you stop doing this? No. If we tell you that there's a pattern that's not working because you're decreasing the happiness of the players, everyone's leaving, guilds are dying, will you listen? No. Do you feel like this is going to impact the enjoyment of and playing frequency of WoW and other Blizzard games? 100%. 100%. There's a reason why I don't play WoW other than on stream. It's because I log on, no one's there. My guild that had 2 years ago had like 20 people online every day. From my stream, no one's there. No one's logged on because no one plays the game anymore. I have so much hatred towards World of Warcraft. It genuinely upsets me how much I hate this game. A game that used to help me fall asleep. The soundtrack would help me fall asleep every night. I would dream about World of Warcraft. Every night after school, from year 7s to 11, so all throughout my teenhood, would be World of Warcraft. I've made so many long-term friends on World of Warcraft, so many memories, and ultimately, the end game was crafting a career out of this game. But the last year and a half, it's crushed every amount of passion I've had for it. Every amount of passion for it. I'm no longer creating content because I'm passionate about it. I'm creating content because I feel the need to. I'm talking about data and min-maxing and numbers and items to collect because it's there in front of me on Wowhead and it's easy to just repeat like a parrot. But is there any creativity there? No. Is there any love there? No. Is there any passion? No. Then why not? Why quit the game? Why still play the game? Because what else would I do? At the end of the day, it's easy to just shut up and enjoy the game and ignore any negativity that I come across. You know, live in denial is what I've been doing. But am I really, truly happy with live streaming anymore? No. Why? Because I hate this game. It's as simple as that. Like, I dread logging on and trying to think of something to do in World of Warcraft every day. New World was easy. Do you remember that entire month I dedicated to just playing New World? Easy peasy. The only reason why I stopped playing New World was because 9.2 or 9.15 came out, and I thought that there would be potential to fall in love with the game again, or just to do something with the game. And I even made a video of like why to return to 9.15, and I listed off all these things, and then when I was gonna do the things that I listed off, I realized I can't be fucked. I can't be asked. I played New World for a solid month. It went by without a blink. But I'm not a New World streamer. It wouldn't last. A lot of people are saying New World's dead. Rest in peace, new MMORPG. I don't know, man. I look back to my videos 2 years ago. These. So from here to here, this whole block, 9 months, 1 year. So this 6 months of content, even up to here. Ah, I loved making videos, man. I loved making videos about this game. I did so much, like, I did drawings, I did animation, and dude, I can't video edit, okay? I did an entire beginner's guide to raiding where I explained, like, what getting curved was, and I did this really cringy stickman art thing. Because I loved the game. Look how basic my Discord looked back then. Yeah. I don't know. And my hair was red. Yeah. And my hair was red. Right, I'm gonna go and read some of the comments that you guys left now. Because I kind of just spitballed. Let's go back. The fine line, the end of it, is that I don't know what to do. I don't know where to go. I don't know what to play. I'm stuck. I feel stuck. It's not just a case of end your sub and install the game, move on. Because if, let's flip the situation. Let's say that you do admin in IT and you realize that your company is treating you like shit. They were actually making you pay to work for them, right? Just say that, for example. Well, you just quit, right? You just quit because, well, that. Why would you? Why would you be in that working situation? But then imagine that that was the only IT company in the world and you'd spent the last 10 years developing your IT skill. Your only interest is IT. If you quit that company, you got nowhere else to go. What do? You work as a dental lady at school? Like, what do? You develop a new skill? What if you're not interested in anything else? I don't know. I just feel stuck. I feel stuck. I'm in a real, like, rut at the moment. The UI of Final Fantasy is atrocious. I hate the look of Final Fantasy. If Final Fantasy looked like WoW, it would be the perfect game for me. I would be there in a heartbeat. Devs that actually listen to you, a community that's actually kind, marriage, housing, an MMORPG experience that's so unique. You can advance through the campaign. What did they say? It's like a fantasy game in an MMO scenario. So you're doing your campaign solo with people around you. And I like that idea. I think that's great. Do you know what I also like? That they make old content valid. Because there's a whole that sprout thing where you got to go through the first part of Final Fantasy, like the first campaign, the first story, the first expansion. And then when you've done that, you lose your sprout and you become an actual Final Fantasy player. Like, that's so cute. And that's the thing with Blizzard is that classic. Burning Crusade, Wrath of the Lich King, Cataclysm, Mists of Pandaria, Wallace Draenor. Legion. I'm missing one, aren't I? Anyway, point is, no one gives a f about those anymore. Doesn't matter, it's old content, it's dead. It doesn't matter. You can go back and do it, but it's not going to grant you anything. One, they're boring quests, most of them. Two, you have to read a lot. There's barely any cinematics. And there's no, like, guide to tell you, like, what to do or where to go. It's not a linear story. If you want to experience Wrath of the Lich King, for example, you have to be leveling a brand new character and select Wrath of the Lich King as your Chromie Time expansion. And guess what? You're not going to get to the end. You're not going to get to Terracar Forest. I don't know. Terracar Forest. I'm trying to think of like an end section of Outland, but you're not... Wait, Wrath of the Lich King. Hold on. You're not going to get to Borean Tundra. Did I say that right? You're not going to get to that because when you hit 50, you get kicked out. You get kicked out of Chromie Time, so you can't experience the expansions anymore. Like, what do you do? You can experience the old content, but for only a limited amount of time? It's so annoying. That's the thing, camping. I don't know why they've done it. I don't know why they kick you out, regardless of whether you want to stay or not at 50. The whole point of Chromie Time is to give old content a new purpose. Give the old expansions a new purpose. They don't do that. Or they do for a little bit. They like tease you. And then when you get to 50, they kick you out. It's like the worst Tinder date ever, man. What are they doing? Whereas Final Fantasy don't do that. They give you reason and purpose to do the old content. And then everyone's up to speed come Endwalker. I love the music of Final Fantasy. I love the story of Final Fantasy. I just don't like the graphics. And that's the whole thing that draws me to a fantasy game is how it looks. Like, yeah, because what makes a fantasy game? It's the environment, it's the characters. If you stick Ghost or Captain Price in Final Fantasy, it's not going to be Final Fantasy, is it? It's going to be Final Call of Duty or something. The whole point of fantasy games is to fall in love with the environment and the characters that you meet along the way. They're like out of the world, out of this world. They're out of normality. If you can't fall in love with the characters, then you're not going to enjoy the game. That's why I can't love Final Fantasy. It looks a lot better than WoW. It's a lot more complex. It's like someone's turned up the sharpness of a photo. That's what Final Fantasy looks like to me. WoW is so much more realistic. Felt like a postman with the amount of back and forth. I really felt it, whereas I felt WoW disguised it a little bit better. That's so funny because people always say the opposite. They always say that WoW is like, go there, talk to this person, collect this, drop that off, get 5 of these, drop that off, get 4 of those, drop that off. ESO is really good too if you haven't tried that. Yeah, I tried ESO. I really enjoyed ESO, but the story felt quite flat to me. And I think to an extent Final Fantasy is going to feel really flat to me as well because I've not got to know the characters. And so it doesn't hold any weight to me. I know Jaina Proudmoore when I see her. I know Anduin Bryn when I see him. I know Sylvanas Windrunner when I see her. I know her story. Yeah. I just wish Final Fantasy could connect that with WoW. Like, in Final Fantasy, steal WoW's like characters and the way it looks. Or WoW, take a page out of Final Fantasy's book and how you should actually govern a game. How you should treat the player base. Everything down from the questing to the mechanics to the raiding. Just take a piece out of Final Fantasy's book, please. Begging you. Would Warcraft a Realm Reborn when? when someone grows the balls to burn down the World of Warcraft servers and every single evidence of backup that they have. And then they'll be forced to reborn it. Yeah, so it's definitely more about the individual zones and not the main story, but that's not very... I remember playing ESO and talking to... there was like I actually really enjoyed the story when I was doing it, but there was this guy that was like gold and like levitating on the top of like a palace thing, and his like power was being stolen, like absorbed, and you had to go find out who it was. And someone had like a staff, and whenever they used the staff, it was like absorbing his power, and he was normally almost dying. And then they like broke the sky, and then there was like alien ships that were like coming in and like killing the area. It was a lot. It was good though. I actually really enjoyed it, but it wasn't enough to keep me there. Keep WoW raiding mechanics like they are now? No. 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 I hate the way that WoW raiding mechanics are compared to Final Fantasy. For starters, Mythic doesn't require like 20 odd people. It requires 8 people, which makes it so much more, well, accessible. You know, WoW says, hey, you can't do Mythic raiding until at least 100 guilds or 100 teams have like killed this person, and then we will open up cross raiding so that you can actually try Mythic. Until then, you just have to either realm change, which is in their best interest, hey Norris, or just wait. I mean, sucks to be you if you're not in a raiding guild, you can't do Mythic. And that sucks for people who play solo. That's such a shitty experience for them. Such a shitty experience for them. Ow. Oh, like mechanical? Yeah. Final Fantasy is more like a dance. You shouldn't be able to do the hardest content solo? What, you mean you shouldn't be able to do the hardest content pugging? Are you saying that people should be forced to actually, like, join raiding guilds in order to do the hardest content? Like, of the same realm? I watched that by Limit Max. Yeah, he has some good points. I disagree, but we'll leave it there. I think that you shouldn't force people to realm change in order to try the hardest difficulty. I think it should be accessible to everyone regardless of how much money they've got in their pocket. But that's just me. Really excited for Riot's MMO. What's Riot's MMO? Do you really think people would love to watch your journey to finding your feet in other games? Trying them, and even if they don't work out, because people are interested in seeing you happier in your environment. Worst case scenario, WoW isn't going anywhere. They need more, they need people more than ever right now. But the thing is, like, what is there? Like, the biggest contender right now for me is Final Fantasy. And I've already described why I wouldn't want Final Fantasy. New World I tried, but there just wasn't anything in New World that really gripped me. ESO I tried. Just, nah, didn't want it. What, like Ashes of Creation? I don't know. WoW is just too... You know, it's got its claws in me. It won't let go. It's mind-boggling how Blizzard still 17 years down the line maintains the whole we know better than you what we know better than you what you should want and what will make you happy. That's the thing. Maybe 10 years ago, yeah. But now, thanks to social media, thanks to live streaming and content creation and YouTube and stuff, we are more connected to each other's thoughts than ever before. Ever before. Like, I can go on Instagram and I can see, I don't know, the global marketing for Cooler Master, what he has for breakfast. I can text him. You know? Thanks to social media, we are so connected to everyone around the world. And so the fact that Blizzard still maintain this whole "we know better than you" type thing is crazy, because you can see the players' thoughts so clearly now. Listen to the player base. It's what so many other games do. Here's the rub for me. Oh. I don't like WoW, but I enjoy this. The community you have, probably like most people here. Thank you. That's really sweet, actually. That's really nice. A couple of people are like that. They have no interest in World of Warcraft, and yet they're here anyway, which makes me like bonkers. You hate the game or hate the company? I hate the company. I love the game. I love the game, and I love the passion that the designers have for the game, and like the designers, the devs. I love the passion they have for the game. I can see it. It's just put in the wrong places. It's like someone, it's like, I don't know, a 3-year-old playing that like square, triangle, circle shape game where they have cut out holes on a piece of wood and they have the circle in the circle. Someone grabs that circle and they paint the most beautiful flower design on it. So intricate. The petals are delicate and yet perfect. And then the 3-year-old starts jamming it in the triangle shape, just forcing the shit in, and everything gets scratched and everything comes off and it's just terrible. That's what Blizzard is doing to the developers. The circle is that beautiful transmog, okay? The f***ing square shape is the transmog store. And that's just one idea. And you can duplicate that ideology across World of Warcraft. That's what I feel is happening. I don't know, but I feel like there's a disconnection between the two. Carius, thank you for the 100 bits. I, for some reason, muted my stuff.
Right? New zone,
100
new dailies,
bits.
new rep
Whatever
grind,
you do, you
new
will be
raid.
supported by your community. Much love.
Oh, we've been listening to Preach this whole time. Oops. Thank you, Karis. Thank you for the 100 bits. Whatever you do, you'll be supported by community. Much love. Thank you. Yeah. That's the thing as well, is that as much as it's a benefit being connected to literally millions of people and their thoughts around the world, it's also detrimental to new games. Because instead of hearing from word of mouth what people think about a certain game, remember back in the day, a new game would come out, right? You would beg your mum and dad to go and get it for you because everyone at school was talking about it. And then you finally go to GameStop or Game Station, you get it, you run home, you flick through the booklet, you put it into your console, and you spend hours on it. And then you go to school next day and you rave to your friends about how good this game is. Whether that be GoldenEye or Mass Effect or like the original Final Fantasy. I don't know. Whatever you were into. You didn't have social media bashing it down. You didn't have hashtag New World is dead. You know, you didn't have people kicking it to the ground before it even had a chance to walk. New World was out a month before people were tearing it a new asshole. And WoW wasn't perfect either when it first released. Not at all. It had so many teething problems. And so did Final Fantasy Online. They freaking nuked it and rebuilt it, for God's sake. I don't know. I think the social media age is so detrimental to game development. You know, shit spreads on toast. If you're going to shit on my toast, it's going to spread. Do you know what I mean? New Wood is 25% off at the moment. Yeah, it's probably because it's Black Friday. Yeah, Battlefield wasn't even out 4 days before it got review bombed. Yeah, if you go on Battlefield 2042 on Steam, it says mostly negative reviews, and that blows my mind because the first couple of days that I was playing it, I had people coming into my stream as well saying, "Oh, how's the game? I heard it's really broken. I heard it's really bad." And I froze because I genuinely had no idea what they were going on about. I found one bug in the game where I couldn't revive, and later, after I checked the VOD, I realized it's because I pressed that to bring up console commands. And so I wasn't actually able to press the revive button because I was typing in the console command chat box. Other than that, and then, like, you know, hoverboards climbing up buildings is just hilarious. I played, like, what, 4 or 5 hours of Battlefield? I didn't see a single thing wrong with it. I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed Battlefield. It was super fun. So that's the thing, like, people will just review bomb stuff and they'll shit talk stuff and it'll trend and it'll go all over social media, and then you have content creators that are bashing down video games before they even have the chance to flourish because cancel culture gets views. ESO was terrible within its first 2 years. Terrible. People were like, stay away from ESO, it's awful. Bethesda worked the crap on it. And they made sure they fixed it so it was a really enjoyable game. Now it is. And I tried it. And it was enjoyable. In this world where we're all so connected, yet we've never been so disconnected at the same time. Yeah, true. True. 2042 is an unfinished game that they released. That, exactly, that quote right there is everything that is wrong with people like you. That statement is what is wrong with people being able to hear each other's thoughts 24/7, regardless of where you are. You pick up your phone, you can tell me that. You go on your computer, you can tell me that, like you just have. That is exactly what's wrong with it. You may have your quibs with... Quibs? You may have your issues with the game. But not everyone does. And by coming into my chat and saying Battlefield 2042 is an unfinished game that they released, that's just how EA works. You're not only shitting on 2042 and then potentially affecting how other people in this chat are going to think about 2042, whether they were thought in like a month's time or so that they would pick it up. Maybe they were thinking about getting it for Christmas for someone. They're probably going to have second thoughts about it now. And it's not fair because that is such an unjustified opinion, especially with that's how EA works. Because people think that every single EA game now is unfinished. And with that comes connotations of they don't care about their player base. And that's so untrue. In some circumstances, yes, games have been released that have massive bugs. And so have so many other games. So many other games have been released badly. But do you know what? They get fixed. They get fixed. And the sad thing is, most of these games that get shit talked on for being, like, unfinished, Cyberpunk 2077, for example, they crash and burn before they even get the opportunity to fix themselves. Cyberpunk 2077 is a really good game. It released with so many bugs, but after they fixed the bugs, it's such a good game. How many of you guys have revisited Cyberpunk 2077 since they did the massive rework on the game to fix the bugs and the issues that everyone had on launch? Put your hands up in the air. One person. One person. Why do they release games unfinished? Because social media and people like us push them for it. We push them for it. The developer teams are so pressured to get things underway on a certain date. Like, when Yoshi P announced that he was delaying Endwalker, he cried because he knew he was letting down his player base, because he's so connected with his player base now through social media that he can literally see and knows the amount of crap he's going to get for delaying the game, or the amount of people that he let down for delaying the game, because people like us expect so much. Did you ever try Final Fantasy? Yeah, I did. And I genuinely feel like developers feel under pressure to release games unfinished because of people like us who pressure them for it. Because they have to, like, hit demands and stuff. Players like us, all the players in general. Shareholders, yeah, exactly. Shareholders are too irresponsible. Shareholders have become a lot more critical to get timelines done and through for their dividends. Devs can't win either way. Yeah. Devs can't win either way. They get pressure to release a game early. The game gets released early, regardless of whether it's players or shareholders. Players then shit on the game publicly, globally, which puts other people off the game. The game eventually gets fixed, but people aren't playing it because people have already put each other off. Yeah, I think shareholders, yeah, that's a good one. The marketing budgets are so huge that if they say a release date, the devs are stuck. No, you shouldn't have to wait for a fix after you've paid your money for it. No, exactly. You shouldn't. That's not how it worked back in the day. But back in the day, the gaming industry wasn't so fearless. And so they could take their time to release. But, I mean, I'm not saying that games back in the day were perfect either. There were so many bugs back in the day for games. It smells bad management to me. It was the same with Cyberpunk and the same with WoW. Same deal every time. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, pretty much, Strawberry. There were a lot of bugs. I specifically remember a bunch of bugs on San Andreas that I used to come across. It used to devastate me hitting that button. The red button to reset the PlayStation. Exactly, the gaming industry has come such a long way. There's so much pressure to meet demands. There's so much connectivity from players. Like, players are putting other players off because the game are released. The game, well, not even the game's released and finished. The game just has like a really negative experience, and you don't have to wait until 9 o'clock tomorrow at, you know, reception to go and tell your friend that at school. You can literally just log on to a live stream and tell me how shit my game is, or how shit WoW is, or whatever. You don't have to wait to meet in person to do it. Oh, steaming pile of feces because it was brushed and not ready for launch because of people pressure. And it was released 4 months later, and it was amazing. Oh, thanks, Josh. Nostalgic glasses. Yeah. Anyway, I'm not sure how we got onto that conversation, but I feel mentally exhausted now. I didn't know I had that in me. I've been such... Yeah, I mean, if you watch my streams, then you know, I'm such a happy-go-lucky girl. You know, I love World of Warcraft from the bottom of my heart. I will tell you jokes in the Goldshire Inn while pretending to ERP with you. Like, I don't complain. I don't get angry about games. Genuinely, without tooting my own horn, I do everything in my power to make my streams entertaining for you, to give you a laugh. Not often at all do I go on a rant as passionate as this. Maybe if it was just something a little bit stupid, but maybe when was it, Apex, when that team pushed and they shouldn't have pushed. They should never have left that house. We had a perfect opportunity. They pushed out of the circle. We were in the circle. We were fine. Anyway. Point being is I don't really do stuff like this often, so enjoy your lass, I guess. Right. Is my dog outside? My dog's outside. I am gonna play WoW now. After all that, I'm gonna go do some old raids. So if anyone would like to join me for some old raids, yeah, she's outside. I have to go get my dog. The fact that your rants are so rare makes them more genuine. Thank you. And that's the thing, like, I'm logging into WoW now, which makes me feel like everything I've just said has been for show or has been ingenuine because I'm still logging into WoW. But at the end of the day, man, hey, in the next 2 hours, you're gonna see me have so much fun. I'm gonna be happy, smiling, and laughing. But that doesn't mean that the game's perfect. It doesn't mean that I'm in, like, a great situation. As soon as I log off the game, you know, as soon as I end stream, I'll still have those thoughts. I'll still have those thoughts. The game won't be fixed. Nothing will have changed. I'll have just ranted. And sometimes you need to rant. I don't get the opportunity to do that a lot. At all. So, yeah, thanks for listening. Now we're gonna go play some World of Warcraft. But before I do that, our sponsor of the day is Raid. No, it's not. I'm gonna go get some lunch because I'm quite hungry. So I'll be right back. Enjoy my night elf doing a lovely dance for you. Oh, no, that's sitting down. Okay, hold on. There you go. Okay, she's gonna dance for you. Enjoy. What's the issue with the game that has set you? TLDR. The Blizzard Entertainment don't care about players and they just use us as cash cows. I hate that. Yeah, true, Strawberry. So true. Anyway, right. Okay, be right back.